Hello, hello, hello. Today is the trouble days, so we're having a lot of tech difficulties. Um, First of all, the live was not showing on my screen for some reasons and not on the feed, but here we are back again. So, hi, everybody. So, welcome to this live stream. Today's live stream is broadcasted to you from sunny London. It is a beautiful day today, and I don't know where you are joining me from. Tell me where you are joining me from, if you are watching me live or even if it's on replay. Tell me where you are watching me from and how is it going on your side of the world. Yeah, cool. Okay, my name is Francine Belly, and I'm a digital strategist specialized in personal branding. And I am on a mission, and my mission is to help entrepreneurs, CEOs, and everybody who is really on a mission also to impact the people and to position themselves as leaders in their domain and use personal branding to do so. This is in French because my last live was in French, so I hope that the rest is in English and I have uploaded the right version live. So today I'd like to talk about one topic that is very important. Um, it is about digital asset. Why, as a business leaders, we should all create our digital asset. When I mean assets, it is not commodities. It is assets that are going to be there. I'm going to appreciate. I'm going to compound, and are going to yield some fruit, some results. So this is the topic of today. So I'm here on Thursday and Monday. Thursday is in English, so as you can hear now, and then Monday is in French. And on Monday, I have a great guest that I'm all going to tell you about later, who is going to bring us some great topic about how to build our personal brands as well. Um, so let me start again by tell you what I do believe, because it is important that we frame personal branding in the right way, and why we are doing it. Why are we bothering to do personal branding and to build our personal brand? I do believe that today, more than ever, we need more business leaders that we trust, never done before, because of the circumstances we are, the fast moving world. And this is an opportunity actually to press the reset button and examine what we've been doing before. If what we've been doing wasn't something that was aligned to who we are, this is again now the time to press the reset button to make sure that we have the opportunity to get back to on track, to make sure that we get on the right level. So it is time to recalibrate, and time to reflect, time to reassess where we are, if what we are doing is beneficial to us, to others, and to the planet, or if it's not, how we can all at our individual level, right? Because it always starts with individual level, how our individual level we can change to make that change also in the world. I also believe that everybody has can realize a bigger purpose in life, something that is bigger than themselves, bigger than ourselves, and we all have the ability to empower, whether it's our client, our community, and people around us, to get to the next level in their business or in their life. It is the responsibility for each of us to get there, and using our passion, our skills, and our talents to help others in business, in ad, or in volunteering, or in our job, whatever happens that we are doing. And no matter how small or big it is, we have all all achieve something of significance. I hear some people say, well, I haven't achieved much. We have all achieved something, because we may be thinking or looking at other people and comparing ourselves as thinking that we haven't achieved something big, but we have all achieved something significant. What is that? We can use that to impact other people and to step up. Now is the time to step up and to help others to make that big impact that we know we can make by being a recognized authority in our marketplace, because the whole frame is about how to position yourself as a business leader in your marketplace and make a much more impact in that community. So, and what do you need for that? You need to build a meaningful personal branding, and this is what the whole lives is about, is really to get you to understand all the aspects of personal branding and what actually are the elements that comes into the personal branding when we talk about personal branding. Last time, if you've joined my live in French, you've seen the 7 steps that I have outlined. If you haven't seen that in French or don't speak French, I have the very quick framework for you here. The 7 step of the Yannick method. Yannick is not somebody, is a method, is the acronym of the first word of a first letter of the word of the 7 pillars, coming from my book Personal Branding in the Digital Age: How to Become a Known Expert, Thrive and Make a Difference in a Connected World. So the step number 1 is know yourself. Pillar number 2, master your expertise. Pillar number 3, know your audience. Pillar number 4, lead your niche. Pillar number 5, control your image. Pillar number 6, connect with empathy. I insist on empathy. And then pillar number 7 is build your community. So those are the 7 steps that are outlined in the book Personal Branding, and how we can use that to really become this recognized expert that we are looking to be, being well paid for it, and also build a movement to change the world. This is all about the theme, the 3M of my podcast, Meaningful Work, Meaningful Life, where we discuss meaning, money, and movement with all my guests. So this is the frame of where we are coming from when we are talking about digital assets. So my question for you is that if I Google you today, what would I find? Or would I find you even? Would I find you if I Google internet? Would you come up on the search result? If you're findable, therefore, what is the next thing? Are you unique? Are you standing out? And you standing out from what you are putting out there in the digital sphere. So this is why it is important that you need to make sure that we create those digital assets that we are going to talk about. But to start with, let's talk about 3 learning styles. Because when it comes to create content, you may be hearing that perhaps video is an important medium that is, has to be delivered, but you hate seeing yourself on camera, right? But you may be very good with words, and you rather write. Or what about, other people who prefer to talk? I know some people can chat. So those are the 3 types of learning style that we use to communicate with our audience. So some people are visual, so they prefer seeing things, and make sure that things are in front of them and that makes sense, and they can, just make sense of that. Other people are auditory. That means that they learn best when they hear things out. And other people actually are more kinesthetic. That means that they prefer having an experience and they rather do things and learn that in a very immersive environment. So Having, your preferred way of communication is one thing, but also you need to find out what is your ideal audience preferred way of consuming things. What is their best way? What are they looking, how they are looking to consume their content. So they may have a different way of absorbing information and learning than you. So it may be easier to actually start with the medium that you are comfortable with, because that will show your passion, and then you make sure that you stick to that. So if you love video, you can start with video, but also make sure that that medium that you pick is also the medium that your audience is consuming or would like to consume the information with, or from, or through, actually. So then, if that's not the case, whether your preferred channel is, you may want to convert that into some multimedia format. That means that if you prefer video, you may want to transcribe those video after all to create a text if your audience prefer text. So then you are covering all bases. So make sure that the medium that you use, the learning styles, are also match yours and your audience learning style. So now we also have 3 content of modality. So when it comes to reaching our audience and producing the content that is going to reach them the most effective way, we have 3 different ways that we can do that as well, again, as I say. So when we speak, or we use that audio medium, the modalities of content that we can create includes audiobook, podcast, video, speaking from stage, or webinar, where actually speaking is like the key focus. We have also another way, which is writing, as I said earlier, where those are under like the website, blog, an ebook, book, and white papers, for example. We're going to see that in our digital assets. And then by experience is like video can be immersive sometimes if you have some interaction, if it's live, speaking from stage, also webinar and seminar. All those are much more like experiential content that you can deliver to your audience. So it can be tempting just to use one instead of the other. Make sure that you are mixing all those medium to have a very rich content actually to offer. So the best way is really mixing all those content to create this multimedia content. So now let's look at our digital asset, the type of digital asset that that are available. This is not exhaustive. This is some digital assets so that are out there, website that are at least mandatory to have in a way, because you need to have a website, blog, a video, some kind of video format. So if you don't hate seeing yourself on camera, you can use screen recording. There are a lot of tools out there: Camtasia, Snagit, ScreenFlow. A lot of them allow you to record your screen. White paper is like for professional. If you're with professional people, a sector, you definitely need to use white paper. It's not just for the big 4. As a professional, you can also put some white paper that your audience like. Ebook, a book, and audiobook, as I say. So when you write a book, it's easy to convert them into ebook and an audiobook. And to have media kit, podcasts, infographics, tools, quizzes, newsletter. I'm going to come back to those one by one to show you what actually you can do. And I'm going to share also my screen. But let's start, with the website. So as website, one thing that you definitely need to have is to, for building an online presence, you definitely need to have a website. This is a must. Some people think that this is like optional, but I'll say this is a must, because this is like your house. You can still be on social media and all those other platforms, But know that those are rented platform. It's like renting a house. Those are not yours. If one day Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, or YouTube decide to close your account, or they are no longer in business, so you have lost everybody who is on the platform that you are connected with. But with your website, this is your house. You build it for you and you own it. This is your asset. Again, today we are talking about assets versus commodities. The asset, the website is your asset. You need to have your own URL. That means that your name.com. That means my name is Francine Belay. So I definitely, the first website I need to have is my name.com, francinebelay.com. This is what I use the most. But on the top of having my own personal website where everything that I'm doing linked to, I have then my company website. And your company website should also have its own website. My company website is called Nucleus of Change. So Nucleus of Change has got its own domain, and it's dedicated to my business and my consulting services. And I have also other websites, which I call product websites. One of them is my book, Personal Branding in the Digital Age website. I think that you can see that somewhere here. Yeah, you can see that here. The first one that you're seeing is my website, francinebelay.com. That's the first one on the top. And the second one is nucleusofchange.com, my website from my business. And then you have these other one that you're seeing. Yes, this other one that you're saying, which is Personal Branding in the Digital Age, my book website. So you can see that you have to have this kind of hierarchy of branding. This is your personal brand, your company brand, and your product brand. This is like your base that you need to have as an asset. So, and then after all, you can diversify and have multiple product website based on different product that you are offering. So, and we have also the next thing that we need to have, I'm going to show you, is a media kit. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen here. And then you're going to see those media kit. The media kit is on my is on the book site. When I created the book, when I launched the book, I created this website for my book, and then the media kit is here. But the media kit, actually, you should have it for your product. If you have a product that you are selling, a service that you're selling, multiple product services, you need to have a media kit, because that is going to be where you explain what that product or service is all about. So here is the media kit for the book, Personal Branding in the Digital Age. So you can see what is in there. There's author bio. If you have a book, this is the kind of media kit you should have. The book bio, the testimonials, target audience, who this book is for, a book excerpt, interview question that perhaps people who want to interview you, you make the task easy for them to interview you, downloadable photos, and my contact. So as you can see here, this is the content of what I just said earlier. The book itself, the testimonial of the book. For your product is exactly the same thing. The testimonial of clients that you have received, your target audience, who you are targeting, the book benefit. In your case, maybe the product benefit or the service benefit excerpt. You may have like a taster that you're offering, some interview questions, or perhaps the frequently asked questions perhaps you may want to put there, and some downloadable photos of your product or services, etc., and then how they can connect with you. So this is very important to have. So this is one of the assets as media kit. Another asset that I created, I'm showing in the book, I've shown you in the digital asset you can create, is like test or assessment tools. Those are very popular, and they get people engaged quite often very quickly. So one of the tests or quiz that are created is this one, the Yannick test. So people can take this test to see which side or at which pillar of the personal branding actually they need to work with, or from, where they are at, or based on those 7 steps and 7 aspects of personal branding, which one should they focus on first. So when they start here, you click on start here, you can start the quiz, and then at the end it gives you some results. This is very interactive. That is quite fun to engage with people. So this is the test, and then you actually answer the questions here, and then it's going to give you some results. So those are some of the great tools and content that you can have for your digital assets. You can have for your to build your personal branding. Another type of asset I like is infographics. So this one is an infographic I created a few years ago on African platforms when we're teaching African platform to 750 people how to create and launch their own platform in Africa. So so this is the infographic that are created, so where all the learning has been condensed. So this is great when you want to condense so many type of information into a one single sheet of paper. So you can see here all the information that is on this single infographic. So infographics are very, very popular also to have. And then obviously you have blog. A blog is crucial because a blog actually helps you to really understand how to make sure that you you showcase your content, because business blogging actually leads to 55% more website visitors. If you have a blog, you'll have like more visitors to your website than if you don't have a blog, because they don't have a reason to come to your website every day if you don't have any fresh information to share. So blogging can also be there to educate people, to test your topic, to see which topics are very important to your customers, and also to build your list. So because at the end of each of the posts, you can have a call to action with a taster or something that to share in exchange of their email, and then you kind of build your list to create all the different elements that you need. So this is very important to make sure that you have a blog. A blog is, it helps to communicate your idea also very, very clearly with more impact, because as you go through all this learning curve, you will start to become a better communication, and a blog is going to help you to do that. A blog can also be turned into book. And one person that I have interviewed for my book, Olivier Zara, actually, he is the author of, at the time, he has written 7 books. So perhaps now he has more books. And one of the way he does that is to use the most popular blogs of his blog and compile that into a book, and obviously added perhaps a little bit more flesh to that. So that he take like some most popular of his blog and make sure that those are fleshed into a book. So with a blog that a blog that is also a great way to rank very high and create like optimized content with SEO that we're going to talk about on Monday with my guest, where we're going to talk about how you use SEO, a search engine optimization, to create content that rank highly in Google search. So this is a key asset that you need to have as an expert to make an impact. Then you have emails. Email is very, very important as well, because email enables you actually to nurture and send offers to your list, because being on social media is great, as I said earlier, but you want to make sure that you have some ownership with your list, your audience, and the best way to do that is to collect emails and to send them regular email. It can be weekly email. Weekly seems to be the right frequency, unless you have something very, very rare that justify you to send some newsletter daily, but weekly is the sweet spot. So you can use that. And also you should have a professional email address. So when we talk about email, have a professional email address as a professional. That means like your domain name.com, like francinebelli.com, rather than francine12345@gmail.com. You can have a gmail.com for other purpose, but for professional purpose, you should have definitely your email address that is with your domain name. This is very ideal, because also inside your email, another way that you can use email is like to use your signature at the bottom of your email to add other different platform that you are in. So if you receive some email from me, from my email, you'll see that underneath there is my photo, and there is like a different type of links where actually people can go and find out a little bit more about you. And that again is about building your assets as well. So this is that is one is for email. In terms of for newsletter, once you get the emails of people, when you send out the newsletter, you can actually, I've seen recently some social media newsletter replacing email newsletter. It's good to have social email newsletter like LinkedIn newsletter that I'm seeing now, because you can reach more people than people who have opted in your email list. But don't forget also to add your email list and keep nurturing your email list, because as I say, if LinkedIn decides one day to stop that, you have nothing left. So you haven't built an asset for you. You just have renting some other people's asset. You definitely need to bring everything back to your own domain, your own home. Because recently some people were saying that emails no longer work, but this is not true, because I've worked with an organization even recently, and the monthly open rate of the newsletter that we get is like 36%. 36% open rate, and the click rate is around 23%, 25% sometimes. So that means like 1 out of 3 people open the email, and 1 out of 5 do click the email to read what is in there. So this is quite huge conversion, because normally in the industry you have very, very, very low open rate and click rate. But when you are creating content that are useful and are very targeted to your audience, you can definitely send some emails that people are looking forward to reading. So those are that. And also for newsletter, you can create if you have multiple interests or multiple topics that you cover. The good thing is to segment, so then people can choose which segment of the news they want to receive. So then they are not receiving everything. So, if you're covering the region like Europe, Africa, Asia, and things like that, so perhaps you can give the option to people to subscribe only to the African region newsletter, or to the Asian newsletter, or if it's like different type of product, you also want to make sure that you segment that, so then you can send them relevant information as well, right? So in terms of video, what can you do? In terms of video, you can also produce weekly or monthly series of videos where you share how to tips, or you can interview people, experts in your field. This is great to also build your authority. For me, I do also some pre-recorded video and live video. There are pros and cons why you want to do a live or video or a non-live video, because you just make sure that in a pre-recorded video, it can be slick when you release that, which is the great finished product, but it can take time to do the editing and make sure that everything is perfect. You stop, you delete this bit, and you add the other thing. The great thing with live video, like I'm doing now, is that it's done in one go, and you don't have to edit after. So the risk is that you just have to do everything, make sure that what you're doing is right in one go, actually. And so if you want to, and also I think live video get more rich than pre-recorded videos, because you can also touch people live quickly and interact if they are online at the same time. With those live, I might also have to move my video, because I've noticed that my community is much more online in the evenings rather than in the afternoon. So knowing also when your audience is online is interesting, is good thing to know, because it helps you to reach people very quickly and much more often. In terms of podcasts, podcast is, let me share again my screen. So I think that you're seeing my screen here. A podcast is great thing actually to have. My podcast is Meaningful Work, Meaningful Life podcast, actually. And you can listen to online or download as MP3. And this is a huge, huge, huge trend at the moment. So if I share again my slides, so let me stop sharing my slide, sharing my screen, and share the slide instead. That is going to show you, you're going to see how what the trend is like in terms of audio listening. In terms of audio listening, at the moment, the Infinite Dial 2020, they have done a research. This is a population, a US population, but you can kind of extrapolate that, in what is going to come, whether it's in UK or in the world. 169 million of people listen to online, listen to audio content. So this is why podcast is very popular at the moment. Audiobooks are popular, and also everything is to do with voice search, because we all have some Alexas or Google Spot, or all the other devices that are out there that are like our personal assistant, that we can ask them something to do just by using our voice. Very, very key upward going trend. And your content, if it doesn't have a audio content now, you should definitely add some audio content, because with podcasts, for example, it is often available as I do, because my podcast is much more like a broader topic called covering meaningful work and meaningful life. But some other podcasts can be very targeted. It can be podcast on your specific topic, marketing, let's say, or perhaps leadership, or perhaps on sales, or on COVID. I've seen a lot of different podcasts popping up on COVID-19, how to survive COVID-19, and all the different type of program. No matter what field you are in, there is a topic to develop via audio, and guests that you can find, because you can use that to really spread your message very quickly, because a lot of people are downloading that. It's great to download and listen to that when you are walking, you are working out, you're washing out, you are going on commute, you're on plane, you are everywhere. The audio is great to consume without having to watch or read something. So very, very key content here. So this is that for the podcast. And then you have books and ebooks. So those are great content. There is something actually magical about books that actually propels you as a experts faster than any other asset. So I've seen that also with my book when my book came out. So I've received much more invitations to come and speak with my book because I'm an author, and you can see that. So also putting your expertise into a book and transforming that into some ebook and audiobook is the way to go, actually, and creating those digital assets, because this is the same expertise that you have. Why not putting that in terms of book, or even broaden up the perspective, actually, to impact more people with your knowledge and share your skills and everything else. Very, very important. White paper, we've talked about that earlier. And then the next thing I want also to touch on is e-courses. We all know that we have all been confined. People are now homeschooling, using a lot of platform for education and things like that. E-courses, even before this confinement, was a $1 trillion economy, because people need to update their skill fast, on the go and on demand, to keep up with the changing world. So many platforms are now available to create your e-course. It can go from a very simple e-course environment by delivering video or some kind of simple content, to some kind of much more complex type of learning that really replicate the offline learning and much more experiential learning. And have been involved with this project over the last 2 years, where we have launched this platform where we help women, hundreds of women each year, to business owners, to come and learn through this digital platform anything that they have to they need to grow their business very, very quickly or very well in most holistic way, and also having a community of people to interact to and network with. So e-learning solutions are huge, and the spectrum is huge and is going to grow. Again, we've seen now with the environment we are in, we can learn a lot online. So having these e-courses also as part of your digital asset, creating courses based on your knowledge, is really hugely important and a huge asset, because whilst you have delivered that, you can deliver that as a DIY, do it yourself, or as a something that you take and add some coaching onto that to get people more support. But you can just generate that as an extra revenue or additional streams of income to yourself by just adding an e-course element to your offering. Very, very important. And then you can also have some apps. If you have a gym membership or a gym facility out there, or any kind of nutritionist, or you can even a personal trainer, you can have an app that you can create to, or get somebody to create that for you rather than create yourself. If you can create yourself, that's good. But if you can't, somebody else can create that for you. So those are very easy, actually, to connect with your audience and make money while you sleep, because whilst the availability of the digital tool, with those availability, you don't have to be there to deliver the course or the content. So you just get your product out there and it just live its life. So very, very important to get those digital assets back. So yes, so let's back. So yes, so if you haven't yet, again, I detailed all those in my book, Personal Branding in the Digital Age, where I have all the list of all those digital assets I told you, how experts are using it, how you can use it yourself as well, and make sure that you have them all to work for you. There's a way to work for you, and if you actually need some more help, you know where to find me. I also actually, with this call, I'm going to also give you some immediate action that you can do today to start actually thinking of the digital asset that you need to create for your business. I have presented to you quite a lot of digital assets. You're not going to create them all in one go, right? You need to prioritize. You need to have a look and say, okay, those are the universe that is available. What do I need? What my business needs? What makes sense to my business? So, and in the playbook, I have a playbook that I'm offering to you actually in here in the resources section that I'm going to post later. uh, I'm going to give you the personal branding playbook. That is an accompanying playbook, is an accompanying resource when you buy the personal branding book. You get that as bonus, and you get a bunch of bonuses as well. So I'm actually, you can download that actually on my website. When you go to francinebelay.com, you can go underneath at the bottom of the website, and then you can see download your 80-page personal branding playbook. And then page 59 is where the digital assets are. So use that to start brainstorming your digital asset, the digital asset that you need for your business, and what makes sense for you. And, when you will be able to do that, then start with the first one. Start with the first one. If you don't have a personal, website yet, you may want to start booking your URL domain right now, and make sure that you get the support that you need to build your personal brand. So if you haven't read the book, again, I recommend that you go to the website, Amazon, Audible, iTunes, to get your copy of either the ebook, the paper book, or the audiobook, to make sure that you can read the whole model and what I'm talking about. That will make even much more sense. And also, if you are ready to actually get more support in your business or in your career, to really get to that next level that you know that you can get, but something for some reason is stopping you, go and book a call. Make it yourself a favor, because you don't want to waste too much time again waiting or trying to figure things out when help is out there, and I can help you. I can guide you to create those assets and make things much more easier for you. You can go on my website called francinebelay.com/call and book a call there to get some help. So, and thank you again for being part of this live session today, live stream. So on LinkedIn, and join us again next Monday, because next Monday I have my guest, who is Alexandre Marotel, is the CEO of Tueno, which is a SEO agency based in Paris. So he is going to share the secret of personal branding and SEO, how to use SEO to grow your business. The conversation is going to be in French. So if you fancy coming and listening to what we're going to talk about, definitely come. And if you have any question whatsoever regarding personal branding, post a comment in the comment section, or send me a message, or contact me, DM me on LinkedIn or on my website, again, francinebelay.com/call. And it was a great pleasure to be with you today. And I'll see you again next week at the same time on Monday, 1 p.m. London time, 2 p.m. Paris time. So until then, dream, act, and make an impact. Lots of love.